I'm Tim Reed, and coming up on WVU News, I'll show you how one local shelter is opening its doors for the homeless.
Coming up next on WVU News, I'm Kayla Champagne, and I'll tell you what to do if you're a local driver of a recalled Toyota.
I'm Ray Zawodny, and coming up, I'll tell you why students in Morgantown would rather walk in the road than on the sidewalk. WVU News starts now.
This winter, Morgantown is seeing more snow and ice than ever before, and residents and students are concerned about traveling on slippery winter roads. I'm Tim Reed.
And that's why winter storms forced WVU to cancel classes for a day for the first time in 5 years. I'm Megan Gordon, and you're watching WVU News, a newscast produced by journalism students at West Virginia University.
The recent storms in Morgantown have WVU facility crews working hard to keep the campus safe for students and faculty.
That's right, Tim. Snow and ice are still being cleared from the streets, but some are still finding trips to campus dangerous. Our campus reporter Ray Zawodny is following the story. He joins us now. Ray?
Thanks, Megan and Tim. It certainly was a challenge for many to get to campus thanks to snowy roads and sidewalks. Winter storms are slowing down Morgantown this week, and students walking on icy roads and sidewalks are struggling to get to class safely. I looked into what people were doing to stay safe in these winter conditions. Hillary Alberico lives at the top of Protzman Street and says walking to campus in the winter can be dangerous.
The sidewalks aren't cleared, so I have to walk in the street because I would get really dirty and wet if I walked on the sidewalks, and the roads aren't clear either, so cars have to swerve to keep from hitting you.
Alberico is one of many Morgantown residents struggling to get around in the icy conditions. The storm shut down the campus for a day and a half, but the aftermath is still causing problems when class is in session. University police say decisions to close campus are not taken lightly.
We try to err on the side of making sure that people can get to and from the institution safely.
WVU is only responsible for removing snow on sidewalks and roads owned by the campus. It is up to the city of Morgantown to keep the rest of the roads clear. But some say many off-campus roads are not safe for driving or walking. WVU facilities management officials say the city has a bigger challenge because the landscape of Morgantown has too many hills and narrow roads that make snow removal difficult. Still, people should be safe and use good judgment on both campus and city streets. This means drivers taking time to properly clean their cars and walkers leaving early to avoid rushing on icy roads. Alberico says that she knows school shouldn't be canceled every snowfall, but hopes that WVU takes everything into account.
They need to really take in consideration the kids who are walking, because most people, I doubt, live 5 minutes from campus, and the walk is hard.
With more snow on the way, WVU facilities management and the city of Morgantown continue to keep the area clean, but still urge people to use caution. Students and faculty with concerns about dangerous weather can sign up to receive emergency alert texts from the university. To participate, you can go to emergency.wvu.edu. Megan, back to you.
Thanks, Ray. With all the snow that we've had over the last 2 weeks, it's no surprise that police are advising people to drive safely on icy roads. It's important that drivers take precaution in winter weather. That includes keeping salt and a shovel in your trunk. It's also a good idea to keep your sidewalks clear, otherwise you could be held responsible.
Especially if you have a public sidewalk in front of your house, needs to be kept clear. Use salt, shovel frequently so that you're not subject to any litigation due to being negligent for not keeping those properties clear.
It's also important to be aware of people and drive slowly when approaching them by car. For more tips on being safe during the cold weather, visit the address at the bottom of your screen.
With temperatures dropping, Morgantown's homeless are in need of a warm place to stay. I found out how this shelter means more than just a place of rest for some residents.
Snow and icy conditions are apparent outside, but inside of the Bartlett House, many homeless people are finding shelter. Lois Winters is one of the many falling on hard times and in desperate need of a place to stay.
I actually broke my jaw in 2 places, and it was just not good. I was going to definitely be laid up for a while.
Winters feels the Bartlett House is taking care of her needs, including shelter, food, and a family atmosphere.
Everything I have needed. One thing I have found out about the Bartlett House is that they actually do not have just the shelter itself. They actually have anything and anything you need.
With the wintry conditions outside like this, how are the homeless staying warm? Shelters like the Bartlett House are providing the essentials for those left out in the cold because a blanket of snow is no blanket for sleeping. Shelter assistant Brittany Swope says with Morgantown's large homeless population, shelters are vital and are helping to save lives.
It's just absolutely essential so people aren't out having to sleep under the bridge and find somewhere. You know, it's really hard. So it is absolutely essential.
The shelter also provides a chance for residents to get back on their feet. Winter says she is grateful to the house and to someone she met there.
Well, I'm thankful I'm here, and I'm also thankful that I have a boyfriend. So at the same time, I mean, that definitely makes me feel good.
Winters also says the shelter is allowing herself and others to turn the page on the next chapter of their lives. The Bartlett House provides food, shelter, and medical help to anyone in need. For more information on the Bartlett House, visit the address at the bottom of your screen.
While Morgantown struggles to stay warm, many are trying to stay safe, driving potentially dangerous cars.
That's right, Megan. Many local drivers are wondering what to do after a popular car company issues a major recall. WVU News consumer reporter Kayla Champagne joins us now with more on this story. Kayla?
Thanks, Tim. Toyota customers are worried about their cars after Toyota's major recall of 2.3 million vehicles. One local dealership is reassuring Toyota owners that help is on the way. Toyota's recent recall of 9 car and truck models, including the Prius, has caused some concern for local consumers. Paul Engel says these problems are something new to him.
You know, my wife drives a car most of the time, so we were concerned about the recalls, but we've never had any symptoms, any problems with it.
Toyota has issued 2 recalls. One is for the gas pedal catching to the floor mat, and the other is for a sticky gas pedal problem. This small shim, also known as a reinforcement bar, is what Toyota dealerships are now installing in their accelerator pedals to prevent friction. As for the floor mat, dealerships like University Motors are changing the surface beneath the mat and trimming the gas pedal to create more clearance between the two. So if you own a Toyota, when should you bring it in?
We're telling the customers to bring their car in immediately, as well as they can schedule an appointment if they have a tentative schedule. We're also staying open for evening hours.
Murray says the pairs take about 30 minutes to no more than 2 hours. Drivers should also know that these services are free to customers. Despite the bad publicity, Toyota hopes people will not lose faith in their company and plans to offer incentives to customers.
From my understanding, they are going to offer some better interest rates, some zero interest on their cars.
Even with all the reassurance, Ingalls still remains skeptical.
I have to admit there is a little nagging doubt, but I think that they are, as a company, working hard to make amends, so I'll give it a fair chance.
Toyota encourages customers to bring their cars in as soon as possible. While University Motors say the repairs will not take long, they will be happy to provide customers with rental cars if needed. Megan and Tim, back to you.
Thanks, Kayla. With Toyota making changes, West Virginia University is making noticeable changes as well.
The Mountain Lair Information Desk is getting a complete overhaul and should soon be back in business. WVU reporter Christine Papadopoulos has the story.
Students are talking about what's missing in the Mountain Lair. The information desk is getting a makeover, and students are anxious to see the changes.
I feel good. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Like, I have one more year here, so I'm glad that I get to actually see what new renovations the school is doing and how it can help me.
The new information desk hasn't seen much change since its original construction in 1986. Jeff Dunbar is the assistant director of Mountain Lair Building Operations. He says it's finally receiving the renovations it needs to produce a more efficient information area.
we'll have some more room for brochures like bus maps and information about WVU, and then one of the information, the WVU TV monitors that they have around campus, will actually have one of those at the information desk as well.
The remodeled center will not only be utilized as an information desk, it will also serve as a welcome center. The desk will be slightly wider and visible from both sides of the mountain layer entrance.
Now the upgrade is going to be nice because it's going to reposition the information desk forward so that as you come up the stairs, you'll be able to see the desk.
Surveys administered across campus over the past few years show that students think the desk needed this upgrade. Renovations were expected to be complete by this week, but there have been some complications.
You know, based on weather and supplying, there's been some delays in the process.
I think it will help the university. I mean, just for the simple fact that it's more advanced, and it could definitely help. Like every year there's more and more freshmen that come to this university, and I think that it could definitely help people.
Students and visitors should expect to see the new desk up and running by the 25th. Christine Papadopoulos, WVU News, Morgantown.
A temporary information desk can be found near the Mountaineer card office in the mountain lair. You know, Megan, it sure will be nice to see the new addition.
I'm excited to see the results too, Tim. And up next, I'll show you some tips to stay healthy during these cold winter months.
I'm Megan Gordon, and coming up on WVU News, I'll tell you what products in your medicine cabinet will help keep you away from the doctor's office.
At WVU, we're changing the game. I've been doing research on head injuries in sports and the effects on the human brain. I love football, but it can be a dangerous sport. I hope our work leads to changes in the game and how it's played. Prevention, safety, improving the sport. That's what makes this meaningful.
With cold and flu season in full swing, Americans are doing everything they can to avoid getting sick.
And as I found out, local doctors say that keeping a few key items in the medicine cabinet will help you stay healthy.
Drugstores are always prepared for the winter months, stocking up on products needed to keep people healthy. And staying healthy is something Morgantown residents don't take for granted.
I keep a lot of vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, niacin, potassium. I have a super multivitamin. I take a zinc supplement.
For others, like Bot in the community, washing their hands or using a hand sanitizer prevents them from coming down with a cold or flu. Pharmacist Rachel Hudson says that each person is different, but there are simple steps to staying healthy in winter.
Probably the first and foremost thing is eating right, proper nutrition, balanced diet, drink plenty of fluids. That really helps, especially in the winter when the air is so dry.
Supplements like a multivitamin are suggested by doctors to help keep you healthy at home. Other products such as a vitamin C and a pain reliever such as Advil are recommended as well. Another way to remain healthy is by staying active. Even in the winter months, doctors say that any type of exercise will help.
Staying active is big in that, and getting some sunlight. Just because it's cold outside, you know, there's plenty of things you could probably find to do, even in your house.
Bot says she tries to exercise almost every day and be prepared for when she does get sick.
Double up when I feel like something's going to start to come on. I'll double up on the vitamin C because supposedly vitamin C is really good.
Studies have shown that the average person contracts about 3 colds per year, so it is always best to be prepared.
However, doctors say that the best way to prevent a cold or flu virus is to get vaccinated each year. Well, that's going to do it for us this week for WVU News. Remember to visit us online at itunes.wvu.edu. I'm Megan Gordon.
And I'm Tim Reed. You can also watch any of our shows on YouTube. The address is at the bottom of your screen. Thanks for watching WVU News.